Vice President Kamala Harris, she did her thing last night. I know that there was a lot of collective prayer for her last night, and I definitely said my prayer for her, and she knocked it out the park. She definitely dragged Donald Trump, and it was from the jump. The moment she walked on that stage, she walked over to him and shook his hand and pretty much told him her name, so he said it right. It's Kamala Harris. So she definitely, to me, in that moment, showed her power. She's physically shorter than him, but to me, that made her taller and more confident than him because he was in his own little corner, seemingly trying to avoid her. But she took control of that room the moment she stepped on that stage. And from the jump, she let the public know what her policies are. And she was specific. I know some people like to argue, oh, she's not specific enough. No, she gave you the specifics regarding her economic plan, regarding what she'll do on the abortion issue, regarding the border issue. I mean, she made it very clear that it was Trump who sabotaged a good border bill because, as she said, he chose to run on a problem instead of really trying to find a solution. So it was really about self for him when it comes to this border issue that he likes to repeat and repeat. He, again, was the one who was responsible for sabotaging that bipartisan bill that would have passed through Congress if it weren't for him trying to win an election. And she also hit on the foreign policy issues. She hit on the specifics with that. She made it clear to the Pennsylvania voters that she is for fracking. However, she still has her values and still has found a way to promote clean air energy, which is something, again, once you get into office, once you start learning more, you have a right to evolve because you get more information. And that, to me, is what she has done. But to the main point, she really hit on the economics. As she said, her plan has been endorsed by some of the top business thinkers and business owners. She's here for the middle class. She's here for small businesses. So to me, she did a fantastic job in terms of showcasing her policies and the specifics of that. Whereas Trump, he sat there and said he had a concept of a plan when it came to whatever his policies are. But I agree with Angela Rye, who said, no, Trump does have a plan. His plan is Project 2025, which we all know is Jim Crow 3.0. And I say 3.0 because 1.0 was after slavery. 2.0 was the war on drugs. Project 2025 is 3.0, but it also includes other Americans. As I also heard someone say, Project 2025 pretty much just takes care of young Christian white men. That is who is protected under Project 2025. And that is Donald Trump's plan. Don't let him fool you, telling you he has no idea about it. At least 80 of his advisors are attached to this particular project, including his running mate, J.D. Vance. But Kamala really got under Donald Trump's skin from the jump. You know, a lot of people felt like, oh, he's going to be difficult because Donald Trump likes to do this thing where he lies and lies and lies and lies, and it's hard to keep up with every lie, and you can pretty much spend all day trying to debunk every lie, and that just wastes your time. But Kamala was cool, calm, and collected, and quite frankly, presidential. She knows what he does, and she did not let that take her off her game. But she definitely took him off his game, because one thing about Trump that I've observed, and I remember being told this many years ago from a friend who worked with him, that he's highly insecure. She knows this, so she baited him. So the moment she mentioned his rally sizes, the moment she mentioned that he's incompetent, that leaders call him a disgrace, that 81 million people fired him, which is his word. That's his branded word from The Apprentice. You're fired. And she used that word against him. That hit him in the gut. You could tell just from the way he responded. I mean, it was almost like he just wanted to fall to the floor when she said that. Then she mentioned his own alma mater, Wharton School of Business, thinks his economic plan, that's the only plan he's ever shared publicly, which is raising of tariffs. His own alma mater, she told him to his face, they said it would be extremely problematic for this country. I mean, she even brought up his criminal cases. She brought up past staff and all the things that they have said about him and warned about him. And she even mentioned how he went bankrupt 6 times after receiving millions of dollars in inheritance. So Kamala really got him riled up with that, but particularly when she mentioned those rally sizes, because that's all he cares about. It's all about image with him, and he just couldn't let that go. To the point where he forgot to even talk about the issues. He talked about non-issues. He talked about immigrants. He made the false claim that immigrants were eating cats and dogs. I mean, he was all over the place, just started rambling because she knocked him completely off his game. I'm pretty sure his advisors wanted him to remain calm and stay on the issues. Nope. The moment she baited him, that was over. He lasted maybe 15 minutes. But throughout the 90 minutes, he lost his cool. And quite frankly, that, again, is an example of not a good leader. If he can't handle Kamala Harris in 90 minutes, he definitely can't handle some of the worst dictators in this world. In fact, that is what she even told him, that they laugh at him, that he is pretty much not serious, and that he, again, is just not presidential and would be a danger to our country. But yes, Kamala Harris, she knocked this out the park. As I also heard someone else say, it was surgical. She was so on point. She handled everything. She covered her topics. She baited him, got him off his game. And she also spoke to the American public and invited them to come join her team. And that is key when it comes to this election. Winning a debate does not win the election. So it's still very, very important that if you are for Kamala Harris, that you get out there and you vote for Kamala Harris. And if you can, you volunteer for her, you give money to her, and do all that you can to help her to win this election. Just because she won a battle does not mean she has won the war. So there's still a lot of work to do. Get out there and vote. I'm Stacey Brewer, and this is H Blues Word. Peace.